Week 14. Welcome to my blog. Week 13 was full of surprises, starting with the New England Patriots losing back-to-back and the Vikings losing to the Cardinals, who look like they're on track to win the West. The biggest surprise was the Raiders upsetting the Steelers on their home field. The Steelers, they got to turn this thing around. For some reason, they're in a rut, and they got to find a way to get out of it. I'm pretty sure Mike Thompson will definitely, get these guys on track. The Colts and the Saints remain unbeaten. I think they're going to remain unbeaten for the rest of the year. They both can go 16-0. Here are my picks for Week 14. I'm going with quarterback Redskins, Jason Campbell. The Redskins are playing some good football lately. After they signed Sherman Lewis as their offensive coordinator and calling all the offensive plays, Sherman Lewis was a great running back coach for me. He taught me a lot in the West Coast, and he looked like he's doing the same thing for the Redskins. Last week, the Saints had a big scare in overtime, but they prevailed and won the game. But the Redskins played some really, really good football. Jason Campbell put up some big fantasy numbers. He was 30 for 42. He threw for 367 yards and had 3 touchdown passes. And that's against a tough New Orleans Saints defense. So he'll be ready to go against the Raiders in the black hole. So look for him to put up some big numbers this week. At running back, I'm going with Titans' Chris Johnson. He's the most explosive back in the league. He's on pace to rush for 2,000 yards. I'm expecting 200 yards and 3 touchdowns this week against the Rams. My other running back I'm going with is Ray Rice. He'll be ready to do all of his all-purpose thing, like, against the Lions, running the ball, receiving the ball, scoring touchdowns. That's what he does best. And look for some big fantasy numbers from him. And my wide receiver, I'm going with Colts, Pierre Garcon. He'll have a big game against the Broncos. The secondary will be focused on shutting down Reggie Wayne and Collie. So look for him to put up some great numbers this week, and he's going to catch a lot of balls. My other wide receiver, I'm going with Chad Ochocinco. He'll be ready to compete against the Vikings. Look for a solid performance from him this week. I'm going with tight end Dallas Jason Witten. He's ready for the big showdown with the Chargers against the sweet Antonio Gates. Antonio Gates been playing great the last couple of weeks, putting up some great numbers. But Jason Witten, he's at home, and he'll be fired up. And look for some big fantasy numbers from him this week. He caught 12 balls last week. Watch him. He might catch 15 this week. My kicker, I'm going with Eagles' David Akers. He's been one of the top kickers in the league all season. He should get plenty of action this week. On defense, I'm going with the Eagles. After shutting down the Falcons' offense, they'll be ready for the battle against the Giants. That's a big rivalry. Those two teams do not like each other, and the Eagles look like they found their mojo a little bit. And the team to watch this week, I'm going with San Diego Chargers and the Cowboys. This game should be the game of the week. Norv Turner is going back to where he helped the Cowboys win 3 Super Bowls when he was offensive coordinator there. I know this game means a lot to him. He definitely wants to win this one. A must start, I'm going with Chargers' Phillip Rivers. He's playing with a lot of confidence now, and he's on fire. Look for Chargers to put up some big fantasy numbers on the offense side. And a must start, I'm going with Chad Henne. He's put up some great numbers as well. Last week he was 29 for 52. He threw for 335 yards, and he threw 2 touchdown passes. He'll be facing a tough Jaguar defense, but the Dolphins have too many weapons for those guys. A must sit, I'm going with 49ers Frank Gore. He's going up against a very physical Cardinals defense that allowed only 60 yards against the Vikings last week. And you know who's on that offense? Adrian Peterson. So I don't think the 49ers are going to have that much success running the ball this week. And plus, for some reason, the 49ers have been abandoning the run for the last 3 weeks. A must sit, I'm going with Browns Brady Quinn. He'll be going against a tough Steelers defense this week. That's really a desperate They're needing like this, desperate for a win this week. This is a week that they got to get back on track, and I think this is the time I would definitely sit Brady Quinn, because he's going to have some bruises after this game. Sleeper, I'm going with Carolina Stewart. He could shock New England Patriots defense. He has nothing to lose. Last week he ran for 120 yards and he scored a touchdown. So watch for this guy. He might put up some great numbers this week as a sleeper. And my other sleeper, I'm going with the Raiders wide receiver Murphy. He played big last week. Had some big catches. He caught only 4 balls, but he had 128 yards. Look for him to have fun against the Washington Redskins. He could put up some great numbers. They're having fun over in Oakland right now. Hey, good luck to all you fantasy players out there with your picks, and I'll see you next week.